Hey everyone, so I had this question that I wanted to ask my husband, but he doesn't know what it is yet. He's just sitting over there. So what I was gonna ask him is, I saw this meme and it said that, what did it say? It said that so many women are looking for Superman, but they walk past Clark Kent every day. What do you think about that, Jen?
Oh my God! Yeah, that's the typical Friendzone Dilemma, right?
Friendzone?
Well, yeah, because think about it. A lot of women. Here's the best part, right? The tough problem that a lot of women face, is they think that the guy that's super nice to them and jumps through hurdles and goes and picks them up from the airport and does all that is really just her friend. Now, think of the logic behind this.
Okay.
Yeah, just listen.
Okay.
Think of the logic behind this. He doesn't have a girlfriend. He doesn't have a wife. He has other things to do, like try to meet a girlfriend or a wife, not pick you up from the airport, not take your dog out, not hang out with you for ice cream because he's your friend. If he's legitimately your friend, he's probably gay. Now, the truth is he's trying to get to know you, he's trying to get close to you. The problem is, a lot of men allow themselves to be put in the friend zone. That's on the guy's part, right?
So do you know this from experience or something?
Yeah, I do actually.
Oh, okay.
This has happened to me.
Oh, okay.
I made my sunflower seeds, and you decided to ask me.
Okay, well, I'm just going to talk right now when you're not eating sunflower seeds. Okay, but we're not talking about the guy that's taking this girl to the airport. I'm talking about this nerdy guy that I walk past in the office, or this girl not me, I'm married, that this girl walks past in the office, and she's like, well, he's kind of nerdy, he doesn't meet my standards or requirements that I want. Like, some girls have, they have to be this tall, they have to have this color hair, they have to be strong, they have to open the door, but let her be the independent woman. This is the kind of guy this woman's looking for.
There's nothing wrong with people having a preference, but pop culture has told us what we want, not what we need. And that's the problem. See, a lot of women, and I've seen this over and over, have made this mistake of wanting what pop culture said, that the tall guy, tall, dark, and handsome, the this, the that, and they got that guy, and then what wound up happening? He wound up cheating on her, wound up being a jag. I mean, this happens over and over, and I think that we eventually evolve, male and female, to a point where we start to understand that what we need and what we want are two different things. And what we need is somebody that will actually care for us. I mean, especially as emotional as females are, I think their number one priority should be, can I trust this man with my heart? But just like guys, we see somebody that's really attractive, and
Let's just reconnect. You're good.
We try to outsmart procreation, and that can't happen. We've been procreating for millions of years, and people try to outsmart procreation. With that said, of course, you want to find someone that's attractive, but it shouldn't be the top priority when maybe you have somebody that's hot, but then you have somebody who's attractive, but the person that's hot is all about them, and you're going to have to jump through hurdles for that person. Or the person who is attractive, but they'll actually work for the relationship. I've been down that road personally, and luckily I married someone with looks and character, right?
Can we time out here
What?
for a minute? Or
What?
were you on a thought?
I was on a thought.
Oh, go ahead. Finish.
So, we, women tend to walk past the guy who would be better for their heart for the guy who they have this idea, pop culture says they should be with.
That has an accent.
That has an accent, that has, like...
Nice hair.
Nice hair.
Big hands.
There you go.
I don't know.
And then ultimately they wind up divorcing the guy because they're not fulfilled emotionally.
But they might get a good-looking kid out of it.
Yeah, and a divorce broken home. I got a good-looking kid out of my relationship, and we're driving 2.5 hours to go see him.
Okay, so time out. Let's not get into that part. So can I tell a story without you getting offended by me here?
Oh, knock yourself out.
Please? Okay, because it's going to get dark soon, and I wanted to tell this story. So Jack, my husband over here, is a guy that I never thought I would marry or even date. But because he's just not my type, or whatever the heck the type means, right? He's 10 years older than me, and he had a kid when I met him, and that didn't meet my standards of what a man should be, or the man I was looking for, right? But when I was in the dating...
Plus, I'm a white guy with blue eyes.
Yeah, and I never liked guys with light hair. I always liked the dark brown hair, whatever. It's just, like, weird. He's not the guy I ever thought I would be with, right? But you have to take away that standard from your mind, because when I was in the dating world, what I said to myself, he's brushing his beard, what I said to myself is, as long as the guy is nice and he is attractive to me, because I still felt like attraction was important, because I think it is. As long as he's nice, he doesn't have to meet all the standards, but I would give him a chance. So I gave him a chance when I first met him, and I did go out and I met with him a couple times just to see who he really was, because first impressions are you can't base everything on looks or certain standards. You have to get to know the person. So.
Well, first you thought I had an accent and I would be from Europe.
Yeah, and that would be kind of cool, right? Like, you should just talk
well,
to me.
Can
you do your accent? Do the Scottish one.
Scottish? No.
Okay, fine.
If anyone was going to have an accent over here, it should have been you.
No, I don't. I don't have any accent.
Well, you have an accent-ish.
I'm just nasally because my nose is stuck.
No, you have, because your mother's Korean, and that's the house you grew up in. You have a bit of an accent.
I'm American. I was born here. I have no accent. So, anyways. Did you think I was did I meet your standards when you met me?
I never once went out with an Orient woman. Never found an Orient woman attractive. But when I picked you up one night, late at night, you snuck out.
I had to sneak out.
You're 24 years old.
Don't tell my mom.
Wow.
I never snuck out. My dog was a Chihuahua, and he gave me away anyway, so go ahead.
Anyways, and I came to pick you up, and you come running up to my truck I had, and you had a red, kind of like a button-down blouse kind of thing going on, and blue jeans, and no shoes and no socks, which is very normal for Sharon.
I hate shoes and socks.
And your hair, it was drizzling, and you were running, and your hair's going and everything, and you took my breath away.
Oh, stop it.
No, because you're so dang cute.
No.
And, that's what happened. And I knew, not then, but I knew shortly after, for certain, that I was going to marry you. Matter of fact, when I met you and seen you for the first time, I knew I had to know you, and then I felt like I was going to marry you, but I thought that was crazy. And then the one time we were sitting there and I had that epiphany, and I'm like, man, I'm marrying this girl, and it was a wrap. It might as well already been done. And what we started talking about marriage 3 months later. But yeah, so you thought outside the box, right? You didn't let pop culture or even cultural standards, right? I mean,
yeah, my mom is very strict, Korean, go to church kind of thing.
Right, and it's you know, I never took that personal. I mean, I understand that, you know, people have beliefs and whatnot, but I definitely didn't fit the bill.
Okay, go ahead.
I definitely didn't fit the bill, that's for sure, right? But we wound up, we just seemed to get along very well, and yeah, there's an age difference. Yes, there are challenges at times, but it's very few and far between. I think ultimately we just like one another, you know, just as people, and that's why we've done. I mean, we've never had a breakup. We've never had anyone leave the house to go stay with a friend overnight, or, you know, we've never had anything. We've never had a timeout, not even a pause in our relationship or our marriage. And no, I never was into Orient women, and I don't know, I dated women that were actually older than me before you, right?
You like the cougars. Okay.
I actually was on the cougar thing.
So
because they treated me nicely.
Then you robbed the cradle. So, so anyways, my last question before we finish this live video. What, and you don't know this question, so,
oh boy, here we go.
So what would your advice to be for men who use that phrase, nice guys finish last? What would you say to those guys who believe that?
What would I say to them?
Because this is kind of along those lines. Kind of, because they feel like they don't meet the standard and that they're nice to women.
Well, okay. All right, here's what I say to those gentlemen, right? First, stop being a nice guy and be a good guy. Very different, and I learned this in my life.
Okay.
If you jump through hurdles for a woman and she doesn't ask, I'm not saying a woman as in all, but this has happened to me. You are taken advantage of. Okay, you just are, because you made life easier for them, and they're going to take advantage of you, but they don't really have an intent, right? So there's no chase for you. Stop being a good guy, or stop being a nice guy, start being a good guy. Here's the difference. When you're a nice guy and they say, oh, I'm going to the airport, and you say, oh, I'll take you, you're a nice guy. If they say, hey, I'm going to the airport, you're like, oh, okay. Well, I need a ride. Uh-huh. Would you like a ride? Yeah, that would be great. Okay, let me see what I can do. That's the difference. If you follow that, you're never going to be the nice guy. You're going to be the good guy, because you're not jumping, you know, over backwards to accommodate this person. Therefore, it's going to be harder for you to get taken advantage of. And one last thing. Fellas, if you like a woman, you have an interest in her, then she needs to know that. If you don't speak up and you get put in the friend zone, well, then guess what?
You're stuck in the friend zone.
Well, you can get out of the friend zone, actually. Okay. I've actually experienced that one too. But it takes a lot of work. You then put yourself into that, you know, friend zone, and you kind of deserve what you get, man. If you don't speak up, either speak up or be done. And realistically, I've had that happen where I met someone and I said, you know what, maybe I'm kind of interested in her. And I said, listen, I have enough friends. I have plenty of female friends. Sharon will contest to that, right? But I don't need any more. You know, this is my intent. I want to be clear. I think I did that with you, right? When I met you?
Yeah, pretty much. But that's good. I mean, because there's plenty of guys who I had were friends, and maybe they liked me, but I never knew because they never said anything. So, oh well.
Right, and I did say, listen, this is my intent. I have plenty of friends. I think I said exactly like that. I'm not looking at you as a friend. And then later on, when time went by, I said, I'm in the season of my life to find a wife. And if this isn't you, I understand that.
So I had to make a choice.
Right. And it took you about a month, right? I said I'd wait.
I don't remember.
It was about a month. Yep.
But you would remember more than I would.
Because, you know, whatever. I remember the day you said you're done running, and I thought you hurt your leg or your ankle or you got an injury. But you said, no, I'm stopped running from this. I want to date you with the intent of getting married. And you never knew, I almost blacked out. Almost passed out.
No way.
I swear to God, I got like flushed
Wait,
in my face. Yeah, when you walked in the door, we were in the doorway, and then you told me that because I thought you got hurt. And you told me that.
Oh, you blacked out when you thought I got hurt.
No.
Oh, when I said I'm done running? Like
yeah,
when you found out
I'm going to date you with the intent of marrying you. I felt woozy. I did.
Oh, really?
I felt like I was supposed to pass out.
Oh,
I was like, whoa.
Okay.
And I was like, don't pass out. Don't pass out.
Okay.
That's the truth.
I knew that now, 7 years later. So, anyway, so how do we want to end this?
Don't pay so much attention to pop culture. Pay attention to what's good for your heart.
Yeah, and ladies, give guys a chance. They don't have to be 6'3" and 1/4 inch with black hair and green eyes. Come on, give people a chance as long as you kind of find them attractive. And
well, that's for women who are really serious about it. See, a lot of times people say, well, what the heck? I'm just going to go and see, I'm throwing a line out there, but they're not committed. I think when you and I met, I was committed.
But that's,
But a lot of women, I know some of the women I dated, they say, oh, you're great, you're the kind of guy, that I would want for a husband, this and that. But then as time went by, I realized, they were talking it. Maybe they had the intent in their head, but they weren't ready.
Well, that's why. Well, but some people then they're never ready because they end up 40, 50, 60 years old. They never got married because
some people don't belong getting married.
Maybe they didn't work on themselves too. I don't know.
I got friends that are 41, 42, 45 and never been married.
Well, know yourself.
And they're not going to get married because they're immature emotionally, and some of the stuff that they say, I'm like, wow, we did that 20 years ago and we still think the same way.
Well, yeah, know yourself. If you don't want to get married, don't. But if you do, don't. As long as the person's values align, these other things shouldn't really matter so much, as long as you guys have the same values. Would you agree?
Yes, that was one of the major parts of us getting together was our values. And yeah, that could be a different video.
Yep. All right. Bye, guys.
Toodles.
Let me make sure.